Hello, and welcome to another segment of Talking Real, conversation for today's working women. I'm your host, Saralyn U. Agro, and today's guest is Laura Cahill, and we will be discussing a possible future program Laura is working on as she completes her master's at Armstrong Atlantic State University. Hi, Laura. How are you doing today?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Good. Great to have you on Talking Real, conversation for today's working woman. Laura, I understand that you're working on possibly a great new project that may be coming to Armstrong Atlantic State University, and it's all about a women's resource center. Would you like to tell us, first of all, something about yourself and how you came to Savannah, and just something about Laura?
Okay. Well, I'm a graduate student at Armstrong. I'm in my final semester of the MALPS program. It's a Master's in Liberal Studies and Professional Skills with a concentration in Gender and Women's Studies, and I graduated in May, finally. And after graduation, I hope to pursue a second Master's in Public Health, and I want to go to Emory. Okay.
What actually made you sit down and say, I wanted to start a women's resource center?
Well, I'm the graduate assistant in the Gender and Women's Studies program, and I took that position on in 2008 when I began my master's. And I work in the Gender and Women's Studies office, and there's a huge sign out front that says Gender and Women's Studies program. And you can see it from the hallway. And I've had, since 2008, approximately 30 students that they see the sign and they kind of hang around outside my office, and they come in and they're very kind of timid. And we'll start having a conversation, and they'll admit to me that in the past they have been sexually assaulted or molested when they were younger. And they'll say things, like, I was at a party when I was, younger, and he had sex with me. And they won't say rape; they'll refer to it as sex. And I'll say no, that if it's not consensual, it's rape. And I'll ask them, have they, did they tell anyone? Did they tell their parents? Did they tell their friends? And they'll say no because they were so ashamed, or they didn't know where to go or what to do. And it was actually very overwhelming to hear so many women come in and say that they've never told anyone ever because of their fear of being, blamed for this or feeling like it's their fault. So, just that position kind of made me think that this is something that we definitely need to have on campus, just to kind of raise awareness about these issues and have a place for them to come.
So then what would you say to the woman that is looking to maybe return to school, or the mother that has a daughter that she wants to send to school? Would you, is there any way that she could contact you to talk about maybe the possibility of some type of resource that they would like to see placed in the center, if the center were something that was going to come into fruition?
Yeah, absolutely. They could email with me with questions or comments. One of the programs that I think would be very valuable is a freshman experience for female students. Kind of like an orientation that would introduce female students to the different programs and services available for students in the community and on campus. Such as one problem that I found is we do have a health clinic on campus that provides, you pay for, it's part of your tuition and fees. And then if you have a cold or something, you can go and be seen by a nurse practitioner, and it costs $20, or you can have gynecological services or birth control. You can get that through the center, but a lot of students don't even know that this exists on campus. And that's clearly a pretty big problem. So definitely they could email me, or let me know some of their concerns or ideas for programs that we could house in the Women's Center.
So will you be able to work with the project? I understand you're going for your second master's and what have you, but is this something that you're going to take on as well, to work in the community, to make the community a better place for women in our community?
I would like to, because I'm debating possibly staying at Armstrong, and they have a public health program at Armstrong, and maybe just staying and kind of seeing the project through, especially if we are awarded the grant.
Well, thank you. I hope you're truly awarded the grant, because it's a resource center that is truly needed. And with that, maybe we can be a pilot here in Savannah, Georgia. I like being the first one to do things. And if Armstrong is the first campus to do this and to have such a center, I think it would really be great for our community. Again, this is Laura Cahill. She is completing her master's at Armstrong Atlantic State University. I'm Saralyn Agro, your host for Talking Real. Thank you.